The COVID-19 pandemic has had a huge impact on a variety of businesses and workplaces. Those among the most affected were small business owners.
The current pandemic, COVID-19, has greatly affected our business. I was forced to close the business. It was March 21st of 2020. And then I was able to reopen June 9th under lots of restrictions. So at that time, I was concerned that I was going to have lost a lot of my clientele, which in fact I did probably lose about 40%. I think industry standard is about 40% of clients have not returned to the salon. I'm probably there about 35 to 40%. Plenty of my clients have been with me for close to 30 years. So we have a relationship. They've reached out to me in the past year and just said, I'm coming back, I'm waiting to be vaccinated, I will be back again, don't despair. And I said, okay, whatever you're comfortable with. I have gained new clients because I've had some referrals. People are afraid to be in a large salon environment, so they feel more comfortable being here. I'm here by myself. I have windows, I can open up the windows. We both wear masks, and I disinfect constantly throughout. A couple times in between each client, I air out the place. So I haven't had any cases whatsoever of COVID. I haven't been contact traced. I haven't been sick myself. No one in my family has. So we've been able to control it. Working under some of these conditions was very difficult in the beginning to get used to. So wearing a mask, especially, I went back June 9th. It was very, very hot. We have air conditioning in here, but still it just felt, a little claustrophobic at first. But I was thrilled to be back at work, so I was just going to do what I had to do. I do feel that I would have been able to work throughout, but maybe gone back a little bit earlier. Like I think May 1st would have been a good time to go back. Just taking that much time off actually your body isn't used to coming back to work, and then it was so busy. When I first came back, it was just exhausting. There were plenty of people that were thrilled to come back in and have their gray roots colored and their haircut. But I do think that I could have put these same safety measures in place and worked throughout, especially that I see one client at a time.
Not only was the pandemic detrimental to small businesses, but it also affected corporate businesses in more densely populated areas like New York City.
I'm a superintendent for GFP Real Estate in New York City. I'm in charge of 3 buildings with managing and operations. And what's been going on in the past year has been devastating to the city. Up at the tenants, it's affected the business owners. There's really nobody left in the city. I have probably 10% vacancy in my buildings right now. My owners are really struggling to retain the tenants right now. They're working out deals with them and trying to, give them a break and just to have them stay in the building and stay in the city. I mean, I even have Asta haircutters in my building, which was really suffering. They're there for 75 years. And my owners actually bailed them out, and are part owners of them just to try to keep them afloat. I have Slack in my building, and they must have had maybe 150, 200 people in their space. It was probably a 20,000 square foot space. It was a beautiful space. They always had breakfast for everybody. They had lunch for everybody. And, even on Fridays, they'd have champagne Fridays. It was a big get together. Everybody had a good time at work. They seemed to really enjoy their jobs. And now there's nobody around. Everybody's working from home. They have offices set up at home. And I speak to a lot of the tenants, and they're having a very difficult time with this, with working from home. I feel like the city will come back. I noted a lot of people moved out of the city. There's definitely a lot of vacancies, but I feel that the city's very resilient, and this is opening up the door for a lot of people that could not afford to come into the city, a lot of businesses that couldn't afford to rent in the city. It's definitely going to open up some windows for a lot of people. So I look forward to the city coming back. I know it'll be back. We are New York. and we will make it.